Good
Pennies.
afternoon, it's me again, the real crypto informant, X-Rated Pennies.
Pennies.
This here for prevention, education, and awareness. It's not financial advice. This is a macro fundamental view of what I believe is going on in the market. I don't know if you guys are aware, but just in case you're not, the Senate Banking Committee made a threshold. It cleared the Clarity Act. So, and I think it was 19.5. It had some bipartisan support. The, um, the Democrats made some compromises. The Republicans made some compromises enough to get the bill out of committee so it can go to the floor. So it's headed to the full Senate. They're going to mash the Senate Banking Committee and agriculture, going to bring those bills together. And there's still some sticking points in the ethics and some DeFi stuff that they need to work through, but they're talking about 97, 98% they're going to get this over. So I guess they're going to make some concessions. Senator Scott told Elizabeth Warren when they were having a conversation about how did they get here, he expressed to Elizabeth Warren that some top-ranking Democrats had already made the compromise and the concession so they can get it this far. So I'm really safe and feel sure that they're going to be able to get this over and get it signed up in the law. And I'm looking at that July the 4th date because it's the 250th anniversary of American freedom. So people were, oh, well, since they're having, why didn't it translate over into price? And that's a lot of people problem. They tend to look at price rather than looking at this as an investment, as an opportunity to educate yourself and become aware. The real part that a lot of people are missing in this market, and from a fundamental point, is that we're building infrastructure. We're building roads and rails. And it's kind of hard to put a price on infrastructure. You really can't see the value in the infrastructure until the infrastructure is actually working. So if I'm building a highway, a global highway, and the date that they gave is somewhere around November, because all institutions, all the banks have to come over to this side to get to the new system. So we really won't know the value in the new system and the protocol in these ecosystems until they're actually up and running. And so, with that being said, when you're talking about building the infrastructure, building the plumbing, building the rails, you're talking about somewhere around just to get a bit of what the value, what this tokenization look like, what the RWAs look like, how does this these layer ones in interoperability, how these things look. You getting a fleeing glimpse, maybe second quarter 2027. That's just a glimpse. This is almost like going back to high school. We still freshmen. They said there's only like 4% of America even use or even that use crypto, and then so out of that 4%, yeah, you're talking about 90% of people don't even know how digital assets work. They don't understand how crypto work. They don't understand how you can get rewards for using your crypto. They don't understand you get kickbacks. This is an incentivized technology. And a lot of people don't understand that instead of just spending this debt fiat, that you could actually use assets that bring some type of value. And a lot of people don't understand that. That's why it's very, very important that you take this opportunity and educate yourself and become aware of digital assets. Rosie Rios is in charge of the 250th anniversary. That's the former 43rd Secretary of Treasury. I think her name's on the front of like 1.5 trillion dollars. We also got a new Fed chair, and this guy his language has been pretty much positive when it comes to crypto and his stance. And I just believe they got a new uh, they got a new term instead of easing. They got something called some type of management, but it all is going to turn back into inflation. One thing it doesn't matter. Scarcity, the more you have of something, the less valuable it is. Scarcity always increases value. So if they're printing all this, I don't care why they saying they printing. It's the fact that they turn the machine back on. Then what's going to happen? You have a debt-based fiat with nothing back, and then you just keep printing, keep printing, keep printing. So it's going to lose its value. So what's going to happen? What I believe is going to have to happen? They're going to have to back these digital dollars behind something, because that paper debt, no, that's issued by the reserve, where ain't no reserve, the feds, where it ain't no feds. I'm just saying. Private entity, that's what I'm saying. So it's very important that you understand what you're doing and what you're involved with, so you can take an opportunity. And they also don't change the rules where companies now only have to report twice a year. It used to be quarterly. So that gives companies the ability to move and shake and move and shake. So you being a sophisticated investor, that means now you have to be more abreast, because you don't want to get caught. You don't want nobody dropping stuff on you. They can drop stuff on you. You don't even know, because they only have to report their holdings every 6 months. So that's just to be aware. It's mighty funny, that this information and this awareness is very pivotal for you when you're in this market, because you can't have it both ways. You can't say you don't know anymore. You can't ask for, hey, let me in, let me play, and then you're not reading the rules, you're not reading the contract, you're not signing the stuff that you're signing off on, and the things that you're signing off on, then you get your ass pinched, and now you want to cry. Being in this market, getting some understanding about how you want to move and how you want to do what you want to do, because ultimately you're responsible. I say all this to say, get in position. Don't get caught out of position, because they're going to put you in position. There's only 4%. This is how early you are. If this was a video game, we just maybe got started at a PlayStation 1. We just there. If this was a cell phone, Apple just come out. That's what I'm saying. So we're really early. If this was hip hop, we somewhere around, I guess, Biggie Smalls just come out. Somewhere around that. So that's where we're at with growth. We're just some toddlers. We're just starting to walk. So understand where you're at, what you're doing, what you hold, what you're getting involved with. If you ain't getting involved, then it's very imperative. Speak to your local politicians. Let them bring this new technology to your community. The only difference, you can use your crypto cards just like you use your debit card, just like you use your credit card. It's just simple. But the lack of awareness and this fear that they perpetuated is keeping you from getting aboard or coming aboard. But that's it for now. Real Crypto Informant, X-Rated Pennies. Stay focused, pay attention, get educated, become aware, and make sure you protect yourself so you don't get fucked over by Sammy the Scammy. I ain't got too much more to say, so pennies. Talk to you guys later.